Okay, so greetings, everyone, and welcome, to everyone joining us today for Talks on Tuesdays, which obviously is every Tuesday, and with Barbara and Mary and Chelsea, Julie here. This is where we talk about all sorts of things, metaphysical, supernatural maybe. So today we are talking about, we're going back into other discussions that we've had, and it's going to give us the opportunity to return to one of those things, and they were posted. I don't know, are they not? They're not here, right? Exploring daily practice, celebrating what we are doing better, what's our job here on earth. When we had the special guest, Chanel or Michelle Snier, and also a conversation on death and dying. And wherever you go, there's a healing that can take place. And let it go. And I just want to say for myself that if I look at this list of topics, I bring two together for me, and that is letting go, let go, which has helped me to get to the point where I can celebrate what I'm doing better in my life. And I think for me, it goes together, because I see a lot of that kind of shifts for me, how I react to things and in my life. So I just wanted to say that. I also want to say that don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave comments. And I'm opening this up to anyone who wants to delve a little bit more deeply into any of these topics. And I believe that when you sent the email out, right, Barbara, that they're listed there, correct? And if you need me to repeat them, I would love to do that. So I'm opening it up to anyone that wants to jump in.
Well, I guess I will.
Okay.
And yeah, thanks, Julie. And hi, Renee and Louis, Therese and Gordy and Michaelia. Is that correct how I pronounced it?
Can you say Anka if it's more easier? I don't want specific Mihaela, but Anka Mihaela or Anka or Mihaela or how you want.
Okay, thanks. Well, welcome to all of you. And yeah, I was actually watching the video from last week. Oh, here's Cecilia. So I was watching the video from last week, and I was thinking that there's something I felt like I should probably clarify a little bit. So this is a good topic because it gives us a chance to think about past shows and just kind of bring our perspectives and thoughts after we had a chance to sit with some of the different topics. And one of the things that we were talking about last week was, at least I was talking about, was how I feel about various things. And I found that when I'm not feeling good about something, I would do a practice, kind of go into my heart space and just think about, oh, I am love and I am peace. And that would kind of just bring me back to my center. But I don't think I really expounded more on that, which is, it's not like I'm trying to just kind of make stuff go away. I don't really believe like having a Pollyanna perspective is a good way to function. It's not like I'm trying to just ignore a problem if something makes me irritated. But it's really, I find for me, when I can bring myself back to that space of peace or calm, then I'm more effective with dealing with whatever it is that's kind of making me crazy. And when I was thinking about that, I realized I remembered a number of years ago, I was part of this community garden, and there was a number of people from Laos who had plots near mine, and they would grow these tiny little, I mean, they were like really small, hot red peppers, and they were very small, but very hot. And one day early in the morning, I got to the garden and there was a big pepper patch. And as I was walking by it, I just felt and kind of saw the air was just like in turmoil above those peppers. I mean, they were just like vibrating so quickly. And it almost like I felt this heat on my skin. I knew even before I tasted one that they were going to be super hot peppers. And later, some of the other plot holders gave us some to test, and they were sure enough very hot. But it was just that frenzied energy that was emanating from those hot red peppers. And that's kind of what I think of, when I get angry. You heard the comment like, oh, I see red. There's just a lot of that zzz. And I found that I'm less effective when my energy is that kind of, and then when I am able to kind of calm down, then I can move forward a little bit more effectively with the kind of the smoother flow. So I just wanted to kind of share that. But hey, go ahead, Anka.
Hey, Barbara. Anka.
I discovered in that nature can be a good thing to us, and I connected with a tree because the literally learned me how to connect and how to ask the name of the tree and if he's male or female, and I made a connection, like, I don't know how to say. Maybe it sounds strange, but I was at my grandmother, and there we have a lot of trees and flowers, and it's very beautiful there. And I connected with you too. And when I arrived in Bucharest again, I went last hour in before met to you now in a park near near me in Politehnica. It's a campus of the university where are many trees, and I connected with other trees, and the name of my tree from my grandmother was Fatima. I
That's
put a
beautiful.
name, or I I think I received the name, or I don't know.
Fatima.
And thanks to Beatrice, it's a great person. And you all are a great person because helped me last time when I said to you that I have a problem, and all of you jumped in the discussion and didn't let me to be lonely and upset or down or bad.
Thank you. Trees are alive. And I have a tree in my backyard that I call my tree. And I have a habit of putting my hand on the tree. And I swear I can feel
I
the tree.
believe you.
Yeah, I can feel the energy, and trees are, yeah, I think differently about trees than I did a long time ago, which I never gave them much thought, but thank you for that share. And we are,
Pleasure.
yeah.
And Louis Therese will love to hear that story, because I know she's a total tree hugger. and it's a funny topic of conversation right now because I've kind of in my plant tree era, I think right now over the last couple weeks. I just went and like adopted, I don't know, about 12 new little house plants, and I've been playing around with them and repotting them and just put them
And
on a new. Go ahead,
I
what's
want
that?
to say something. Uh, uh before um last time or the I think 2 weeks ago, I bought a mimosa. If you don't know what is a mimosa, you have to touch it, and she makes the uh, other. I don't know how to say. I don't know to express myself. She changed the petals. The I don't. She doesn't have petals, but I don't know. It's very special to me. Mimosa is it said. You will search. If you touch it changes the form.
Ah, okay, got
My
it.
mom used to have a plant like that. She called it a sensitive plant, and if you touched the leaves, they would close up. Is that what you mean?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Leaves. Didn't want. I didn't know how to say leaves.
yeah. Petals is close. Yeah,
Yes, not petals. It was leaves.
leaves. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Chels. Talk about your plants.
But anyway, I've just kind of been, I go on little tangents in my day-to-day life, and I'm kind of in a plant tangent, but um uh right before my plant tangent, I was kind of in cleaning up my bicycles and riding around on them. And my nephew, who's 18, he was staying with us, and I said it was like perfect time, it was getting cool at night, 9:30 at night, and I'm like, okay, let's take a little ride. And then I said, I'm going to take you to see a tree. It's a maple. And we drove about on our bikes about, I don't know, 4 blocks, not very far, to go see this maple that I don't know, for some reason I just really feel connected to. I feel like it was probably on a farm before they turned this all into a subdivision. But it was so cute because on the way back, we talked and he pointed out all the trees that he thought I might be talking about that he noticed on the way. And he's like, look at that one. That one's really cool. And so I had fun that he was just kind of playing that game with me. For an 18-year-old
The game of tree.
recently graduated boy, it wasn't his normal activity, but it was fun. It was a fun little interaction. But
Louis trees. She,
Yes,
yes, did you were you gonna make a comment?
yes, I would love
Okay.
to. First of all, Chelsea, those trees you planted, you realize you planted for the generation that is still to grow up. And I think it is absolutely awesome. And I am so happy to hear that everybody noticed the power and the comfort trees are giving us, and that they incorporate it into their life. And I think that is absolutely awesome, really. And then I would like to say, there's always a healing wherever you go. That is so true. You must just look around you, and there is always a healing that you can do. That I really want to reiterate.
Very true. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, Mary.
Yeah, I was just looking at these topics again, and each week we're like Sunday night or Monday, we're saying, "Oh, what are we going to talk about next week? What are we, da ba ba? Oh, let's do that." But now that I look at them, they are so interconnected, and it's like you can't really separate one from the other. It's all a matter of how we are growing, unfolding, manifesting, interacting with nature in brand new ways. It used to be that my connection with nature was going outside and checking the mail. that's the way I used to be. But now when I go on a walk, it's like, I know the trees are my sisters. And, I say hello to the little wild roses that are starting to pop out. And I noticed yesterday that the blossoms on the Himalayan blackberry are turning into berries. And I mean, it's like we're all in this process of becoming. And language becomes increasingly elusive as we try to put into words what it is we're experiencing. In a way, we just kind of look at each other and nod and say, yeah, here we are again. We keep going. Wherever you are, there's a healing that can take place, but there's also a miracle happening. There's a connection, there's a lifting. It is joyous.
Thank you, Mary. And I want to add that not only is nature outside, but it also can be inside. I have a special little relationship with the ants in my bathroom. And I say, okay, how are you today? You're gonna get wet. I mean, I have like a little conversation, and there's always just two little ants. And so I talk with them. So I thought I'd add that. It's kind of funny. Yeah, Barbara.
Yeah, it's funny, Julie, that you mentioned that, because I noticed when I came back from the Reconnective Healing Retreat in Italy that I changed my relationship with the ants that would sometimes pop up in my kitchen the same way. It's like I didn't see them as a pest or a nuisance or something to get rid of. It's like, oh, okay, you guys belong here, and you're just, an extension of me. And I think that is, like you were saying, Mary, that kind of expansion of our consciousness and understanding it's such a nice way to be. And this group is nice because it gives us all that support and kind of the venue to share some of that stuff. Like you were talking about, Anka, last week, you were feeling a little bit you had an issue that you wanted to talk out, and then here we are. It's like a safe place to bring stuff up that might be hard to talk about in with other people, venues, or so.
Now, I just want to say, if it would be a tarantula, that might be a different story. I would get it and put it outside. Okay, just wanted to add that. Good.
I like it what you say, Barbara. I think that it's hard to express yourself. In many countries, they don't believe what us are believing right now, that plants have souls and we can talk with them. It's hard for unsensitive people to understand what we say, and for me it's a painful thing because they don't feel like us. They are not so sensitive. I don't know what to think about them.
I think this might fit in. I just have this feeling that what I was going to say before you brought that up actually kind of ties in with what you're saying, Anka, but so I'm just going to go for it. I see a difference in, I think I see this little sparkle of like knowledge when we're talking about these interactions with insects, and like kind of like we're brought they're in our attention, they're in our space, we have a few thoughts, but I think the overall theme is that we don't like totally go on like a absolute like this must happen based for the insect. Like I often catch spiders. I love to catch spiders with my bare hands and take them outside, especially in front of company, because it really freaks people out. But if I see a moth, I'll try to catch it but yesterday there was this really big moth and I almost had him and I was going to take him outside, but he got away and he like flew up to the light, and it was like, okay, I'll just let that be. Like, okay, you just need to live in here for a while. And I kind of had like a thought, like, well, you're probably going to pass away if you don't get outside. But I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe if I get another chance, I'll catch you. But I'm not going to like climb up and go get you right now. Like, like I just like let it be. Like, just it is what it is. Like with a couple ants in your bathroom or whatever. It just is what it is. And I think it's because we're just kind of used to just taking any sort of encounter and kind of going with the flow and not really like.
So you are saying that insects fill the flowers, and because of the good energy, they come to the flower. And I'm afraid of spiders, but I took yesterday some rocks like I have here just a little like this, rocks like this, and one of them was saying that if you are afraid of spider or snake, protects you of them. And I took three rocks, different rocks. I will I don't know how to say, unakit and amazonite and jasp, yellow jasp. And this was I feeling to get, and I feel more protected, and I like them.
Barbara?
Barbara?
I think that my interpretation of what Chelsea was saying was more around acceptance, that instead of having the expectation that she can grab this thing and then let it go, which was what she normally does, she couldn't this time. And instead of going to chase it, she was like, okay, it's going to do what it's got to do, and I'm just going to step back and just be with that, and not really feel like she had to do anything else to follow up with that particular situation.
And
So,
that was good. That was a way of saying letting go. I mean, let go.
exactly, yeah, and celebrating, and I see Cecilia is.
No, I think it's all beautiful. It was just about letting go and letting them live the way it's supposed to live. And I just wanted to share, in my neighbor, I was walking our dog, and in our neighborhood, there was a tree that was hollowed out. Well, the tree was alive, but there was great depths and hollow in it because it became a beehive. There was all of a swarm of bees around it and inside of it, and they were all coming from inside, from the top, from the roots. There was some cavernous facility in there, and I would always walk by with the dog because it was beautiful to me, and I was enthralled by it and mystified that this beehive lived in this tree, and it was at my body height. It was like I was not afraid of it, and it was like right there, and then the branches grew just above my head basically, and it was just there, and it was so beautiful. And I always strove to go visit that tree with the beehive, and because it was in the tree. And then one day I was so sad that they had taken the tree down because they found it to be a nuisance, having the beehive. Instead of just getting rid of the bees, they just got rid of the whole tree. But and it made me sad, but at the same time, like the next 2 weeks later, they planted another beautiful tree in the place. And so now I can visit that little tree that's growing and becoming new, and just letting it go. It's like, okay, it gave me joy for that time, and now it's time for new, time to grow.
Thank you. That's beautiful. I think that if for myself, if I really think about it, all of the different ways that we let go, or we can let go, or how many ways do we hold on to things that we can let go of and feel better you know. Anybody else?
Yeah,
I'm-
right. Oh,
Oh, Barbara?
you're right, Cecilia. I mean, that tree was gone, so it doesn't, I mean, you know, you can sit there and stew over it, but what's that gonna serve you? So,
Right.
right, yeah,
You know, it brought me great joy for the time it did. And then it was time to say goodbye.
right.
Anka?
I want to say regarding to that rocks, I don't really believe that they are more powerful than me. I just believe that they are an instrument of us. Like if you feel the rocks, you feel the trees, you feel also can you feel the animals and something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Barbara, you used to carry stones in your pocket.
Oh yeah, I had a little rose quartz I would always carry with me, so I can
Yeah.
totally relate.
I have
But
one of,
yeah, then I came to realize that, you know, it's pretty, but it's not going to protect me because I don't need it to protect me. I have everything. I just needed to adjust my attitude around that. So, you know, I still love them, but it's not. But I haven't given them my power. I've kind of taken my power back.
but
So,
it's not to say that they don't have energy. They have some kind of energy,
oh
you know.
yeah, yeah.
Everything yes, but I agree with you. It's you know, I like what you said about you don't need that kind of protect. It's not going to protect you. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it brings me joy, like Cecilia was
Right.
saying about looking at that tree. You know, I enjoy looking at those things because they're pretty. But keeping it in context, I guess, is
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah.
because we are all. So
We have a couple of more minutes here, people.
May I speak?
Yes, Louis Trees.
I am extremely fond of keeping a stone that you buy. It is a kind of a rounded one or oval, and then there's a little hollow, and it fits in your thumb beautifully. And I call it a worry stone. And I love to have that in my pocket. And I'm a kind of uptight person. And it kind of helped me when I started rubbing this thing. It's just a beautiful texture, and that motion, it just calms you down. So I love my worry stone very much. And it's all from different minerals or stones, but you can get one, and you normally buy one that is relating to you. But I'm extremely fond of the worry stone.
Very nice, and you should be. I can see where something like that makes you feel good, you know, that you feel yourself getting upset about something, you stick your hand in your pocket and you just feel the stone. And I think that is the way that we can shift our perspective. It helps, you know what I mean?
Definite.
I like that too. If I would just call it a soothing stone or
Yeah,
something
exactly.
different.
Yeah,
word.
soothing.
I would take
Yeah.
the word worry out of there and give it a different name.
I love that soothing.
It's like when you're a little kid and you have your special blanket.
Right.
It has the satin at the top and it feels good. And I think all of these things have whatever power we assign to them.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
can go to the beach and pick up a stone and think, oh, this is the stone that will remind me that the waves are not going to sweep me away, or this whatever I give it is what it becomes.
Exactly.
And it's how we create too.
yeah, and it is. It's a way to get reconnected with all that is. You know, I
Yeah.
think that it's just that physical way to remember, find that soothing that you were talking about, Louis Trace.
And
My
on
dog was
that note-
demanding to go out. What did you say, Barbara? Just repeat.
Oh, I was just saying, it's just a physical manifestation, a way to remember, for us to remember that connection.
definite. It helps a lot, you know. My husband always joke, he said, I never love him, I marry him because he's a geologist.
That's great. Everybody,
And-
we gotta close right now. We're a couple minutes over. Shall we say goodbye? Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next week on Talks on Tuesday.
Everybody is smiling. Thank you, thank you.
Love you
Take
all.
care. Okay, bye-bye.